I think I have a problem when any religion or spiritual philosophy is used.
When you're Ryan Holiday and you're talking about anything, I have a problem with that.
Is Jesus a Stoic?
What's interesting is St. Paul, his disciple, studies the Stoics in Tarsus. When he gets arrested and he comes before this Roman judge, that judge is Seneca's brother. So
really?
Every Christmas I do this email and I go he was born in a province of the Roman Empire. He speaks and writes about philosophy. It reaches millions of people. He talks about loving your brother. He talks about treating people with kindness. He talks about controlling your desires. I sort of go through all the sort of philosophy of it. I go, obviously I'm talking about Jesus, right? He's put to death by the Roman state. He goes bravely. And I go, no, actually I'm talking about Seneca. They have almost the exact same story.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Saint Paul was never a disciple of Jesus. Okay? He didn't know Jesus. He didn't meet Jesus. This is basic Christianity. Christianity 101. Okay? This guy, you claim to be a erudite. You claim to have read books. You suggest books to other people. Well, in the hundreds of books that you suggested to people, did you not see one page about Paul not being in any form of contact with Jesus in real life, in person? Right? Oh, just because you name dropped Tarsus, he learned Stoicism with the Stoics in Tarsus. Where's Tarsus on a map, Ryan? Do you know where it is on a map? Okay, I've been just for facts. I've been to Tarsus. Okay, no Stoics there. What does Tarsus, a Middle Eastern city, have anything to do with Stoicism? Okay, Saint Paul wasn't a disciple of Jesus. Okay, Tarsus has nothing to do with Stoicism. Those two things are as related to each other as dinosaurs to capitalism. Nothing to do with each other. Okay, you sit there and you claim to be this book guy. Okay, you've not read the Bible. You've not read... Is Paul a chapter in the Bible, buddy boy? Okay. He's not a disciple of Jesus. Okay. Tarsus has nothing to do with Stoicism. Neither does Christianity. My problem with Ryan Holiday started when I saw this title. When he's making the claim that the greatest book ever written is by Marcus Aurelius, Meditations.
This is not only one of the greatest books ever written, it's maybe the only one of its kind. There's never been a book like it before, and there'll probably never be a book like it again. Talking about Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. If you haven't read it, you must.
Okay. First things first, it's mid. Okay, it's a mid book. It's not even a best book, but to come. Okay, this is a cardinal rule within people who love knowledge, bookworms, and the like. No one can make a statement as grandiose as that. The greatest book ever written. That's blasphemous. Okay? That's blasphemous. And it's sacrilegious. In no way, shape, or form are you allowed to make such a grandiose statement with that fucking posture and that face of yours. Okay? If Pinocchio's wish came true, Nosferatu body proportion. I don't like ad hominems, but I'm so enraged by this sacrilegious blasphemy that I'm left with no choice but to come to ad hominems. Okay? Your sexual fascination with Marcus Aurelius is completely against the teachings of Stoicism. And I will make the other claim that you don't understand Stoicism. I'm calling you out, Ryan Holiday. You've made your entire career in your life off of Stoicism. Yet, I don't believe you've handled it correctly. You have portrayed Marcus Aurelius in a completely unfair setting. He's not a good Roman emperor, not a good philosopher. Okay? And your obsession with him is disgusting. And you should go and masturbate to statues of Marcus Aurelius in your own private time instead of putting it out there. because I've started this journey to not only teach people, but also to correct mistakes. And you're a big mistake, buddy. Number one thing, Marcus Aurelius isn't even that important for the philosophy of Stoicism. He's not. He is a Roman ruler that kind of picked it up on the side. He is not a Stoic philosopher, but he's not essential to Stoicism in any way, shape, or form. Do you know who is? Zeno, Cleanthes, Chrysippus. Have you made any videos on him? Okay. All you have on any content you've ever made is a clickbait face of Marcus Aurelius representing Stoicism. Well, he does not. Do you know who does? Zeno. Chrysippus. Chrysippus is the most influential figure in Stoicism. Make a video about him. You clickbait merchant, ignorant, 12-year-old boy built, disgusting, fake philosopher. Okay? Make a video about Chrysippus. He wrote 700 works of philosophy on Stoicism. 700. He wrote volumes on Stoic metaphysics. Okay? Marcus Aurelius wrote one thing for himself in his bed. Okay? I will get to Marcus Aurelius and how bad of a Roman emperor he was, but let me first dismantle you philosophically, okay? Stoicism is a branch of cynicism, okay? It was invented as a philosophy, a material life, okay? It's an immaterial philosophy. Very similar, in fact, to that of Taoism or Zen Buddhism, because cynicism, like its name would imply, comes from the Greek word for dog, because it's like living like a dog. It's not having material possessions. Like Diogenes of Sinope, it is a immaterial life in an immaterial existence. Okay? And obviously it has the mind and its mind controlling abilities, controlling what you feel and all that. Obviously that comes in. But the main branch that it comes from is cynicism. It's a cynicism. It belongs to the school of cynicism. Zeno, the man who broke the branch, invented, in a way, Stoicism. Well, Stoicism wasn't invented, that it was called the Zenonians. Okay, he was the founder of the Zenonian school. Zeno being probably a Phoenician gay man. By the way, all those bro Stoics out there, Stoicism was invented by a gay man. Let that be known. Okay, Zeno was gay, very gay, and that's fine. And he invented the school. By the way, this is not some like Greek way of being gay, like ancient Greek way of being gay. He was straight up like just men, like very open about it. Not just like the younger Tudor way, just full gay. So that's Zeno. Okay, then Cleanthes comes in. They're still called the Zenonians. It was under Chrysippus that Stoicism picked up. In a way, a similar example would be Hegel and Karl Marx. Hegel is kind of like Zeno, and that Karl Marx is the inventor of communism, but it's based off of Hegel's materialism and his way of Hegelian metaphysics, if you will. Similarly, Zenonian metaphysics and way of life leads to Cleanthes and Chrysippus. Chrysippus being the first Stoic, as he's the one who wrote 700 volumes on it, who was given the name Stoic. Marcus Aurelius, to keep on the communist leftist allegory, all the Romans and the Roman Stoics are like the Champagne socialists, communists, are like the Frankfurt School, right? Compare that to real communism, which is about actually material reality, not having possessions, and creating a system where the proletariat lead and control the economy. In that same fashion, Stoicism was first invented as a branch of cynicism, of immaterial possession. Same like the Epicurean school of the time, and even influenced a bit by the Pythagoreans. It is an immaterial life in a commune sort of setting. It is not this obsessive understanding of waking up at 6 a.m. and you have to go jack off to Marcus Aurelius before going out in the world and running a marathon. That has nothing to do with Stoicism. You have clickbait Stoicism. You've taught false champagne Stoicism. And I'm calling you out on it. Not only do you not know basic Christianity, and you're equating these two things, which is this is my declaration of war. Okay. Fake spirituality, fake religious, fake philosopher. I'm coming for everyone. No one is safe, including you. Okay? Because you lied, you know nothing about Christianity, and you know nothing about Stoicism. Okay? I believe you have some sort of sexual proclivity towards Marcus Aurelius that is clouding your judgment of Stoicism. Okay? I'm calling you out. Make a video on Chrysippus. Make a video on real Stoicism. Stop clickbaiting Marcus Aurelius and actually read a book. Because if you did, maybe you'd know the true history of Christianity. So, I apologize for using ad hominems. I understand that it doesn't add anything intellectually. However, I am enraged by your intellectual dishonesty. Now, to damage you further, I've decided I'm going to re-educate people on a little bit more about Marcus Aurelius. Okay? So, Marcus Aurelius was the last emperor in the line of the enlightened emperors for Rome. The reason why he was the last one is because, due to his ego, right? Very stoic man, by the way, couldn't let his ego go, which is why he chose his imbecile of a son, Commodus, to become the next Roman emperor. You know, this stoic man, this great individual who, by the way, ended up losing the Macromantic Wars, has a false victory in the second Macromantic Wars. In the third one, Rome actually retreated from the Macromantic territories. It's kind of like America claiming victory over Vietnam. So this unsuccessful conqueror, right, chose his son to be next in line. And Commodus is agreed upon by most Roman historians to be the beginning of the end of the Roman Empire, because he was such a glorified and beautiful imbecile, right? So that's Commodus. And his father is Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius ended the age-old tradition in Rome where the greatest statesman and the most respected statesman became emperor. Okay? He changed that by picking his own son out of his own ego and caused the end of the Roman Empire. Okay? That's your man, by the way. Greatest book ever written. Are you insane? Are you stupid, bro? I'm genuinely asking. I understand it's also sacrilegious to say. However, as a man of a lover of knowledge, I disavow you. Marcus Aurelius is an overinflated emperor, and you are an overinflated philosopher. Okay? Maybe read an actual book about Roman history before you start talking about the greatest book ever written. It's mid. It's like 4 out of 10, maybe. Okay? It's a mid book. Have you read anything else in your life, buddy boy? Have you read The Golden Ass? How about that one? That's a better book, right? Charles Dickens is better as an author than Marcus Aurelius. How about that one? You want another one? How about the Bible? Maybe read the Bible before talking about Christianity. You fool!
You know that you don't need to get up like.
I know, but we should add that now to the outro all the time. Oh, I already did it, I guess, but
Really?
no, because in the first video I did it like that and it was really funny. So
Yeah.
we just kept on.
I think that's good, actually.
I don't know. Hit him with
Nah, not that one.
maybe we'll put one of the ones.
You're basting. You're definitely putting this.
No, it's hairy though.
And now he's eating.
I just broke my fast, bro.